Alright, well, we're going to make tonight's a Malaysian dish called beef rendang. And I've got about 1 kilo of beef here. It's in cubes, fairly good size. I've got 2 medium onions there sliced up. I've got some desiccated coconut. I've got 2 teaspoons of sugar. I've got about 6 cloves of garlic there finely chopped. I've got some salt. I've got some green curry paste here. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of that. Coconut milk. Coriander. Okay, and some vegetable oil. Alright, now what I've done is I've used about 1 teacup full of coconut, and I put it in a frying pan on low heat, and I basically stir fried it and got it toasted like that. Okay. After I did that, I basically did 2 teaspoons of the coriander in the frying pan, stir it for about 30 seconds, and got it browned up as well. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some oil, a couple tablespoons there of oil to the frying pan. Okay. And we're going to dump in the garlic. Okay, we're going to add the onions. To the pan as well. Okay, now we're just going to stir fry these. We'll turn up the heat a little bit. Okay, now you don't want these to burn, so you make sure you just keep stirring them. You're going to stir them like this for about 3 minutes. Okay, and then they should start wilting and brown up for you. Like I said, make sure you keep stirring it so that you don't burn the garlic or the onions. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and keep cooking this down. When we come back, we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, now I've got the onions and the garlic. I've been cooking it for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of the green curry paste to it. I'm going to add the coriander. I'm going to add the sugar. Okay. I'm going to add about 100 milliliters of coconut juice. Coconut milk, pardon me. Okay, we're going to mix this in. Mix this in until it gets frosty there. Okay. Now that I've got that mixed, I'll add a little bit of salt to it. Okay, again, I don't use much salt in my recipes. I find that the other ingredients have enough salt in it. I put about half a teaspoon of salt in this. Okay, adjust it to your own taste. Okay, we'll stir that in there. Now, this recipe actually calls for about 300 milliliters of coconut juice, or coconut milk, pardon me. And one of these cans is 400 milliliters. So you can add the whole can. It won't affect your cooking. Because basically what you're going to do is you're going to put your beef in here, and you're going to cook it. Now, you use a regular saucepan for this, or you have a deep frying pan, or a wok with a lid. You can do that. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get the beef ready to put in here. Okay, I've added the beef to the pan. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the browned desiccated coconut in here. Alright, we'll mix that as well. Now when you brown this coconut up, which is the first step you're going to do, depends on how fine coconut you've got. What I actually did with this, I put it in the mortar and pestle there and ground it up a little bit. Works either way, whichever way you want to do it. Now if you're going to cook this, okay, you would just leave it cook, bring it to a boil here, and then put it down to low heat, cover it, and let it cook down. And it's going to need to cook for about 2 or 3 hours. During that time, if you're cooking it on the stove, you need to kind of keep a check on it. Make sure that it's not sticking. Okay. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put it in a slow cooker, in a crock pot, because I've got lots of other things to do today. And I'll let it go ahead and cook in the crock pot. So we'll come back. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've cooked this for about 5 minutes on the stove. And I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the crock pot. And we're just going to put the lid on it. We'll come back in a couple hours and see how it's doing. Okay, now if you use a crock pot like I did, I've had this this is in the crock pot for about 2.5 hours. You're going to have to reduce it. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken it back out of the crock pot, put it in the frying pan, put it back on the stove, and I'm just reducing it now. You want this gravy here to thicken up and to coat the meat. And then you'll serve it with rice. Okay, so you can reduce it like this. If you've used your frying pan the whole time, or your wok when you're cooking it, you probably don't need to do this step. It should be already reduced. Just make sure that you don't let it stick to the pan. And I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, as you can see now, this is pretty much thickened up. Now if it looks like you got a lot of oil in there, don't worry about it. That's from the coconut. And that's what it's supposed to do. Okay, and we'll just put that on a plate with some rice and serve it to you. Okay, and there's your finished dish, beef rendang. Just serve it with some rice. Add a vegetable if you like, and hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.